Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the one and only YouTuber, the Bradster.
Good morning, friends. My name is Bradley, but you can call me the Bradster. First off, I can only say that after hearing the shocking news back in the trial, I am very alarmed. Never in the history has someone orchestrated such evil. I currently don't know who the culprit is, but let me tell you that this very minute, we are searching for him. They will not get away with this. My only guess that these acts were attempts to slander my reputation and get recruited out. They were orchestrated to appear as accidents caused by negligence, but they couldn't fool us. These acts were nothing more than sabotage and terrorism, and we will not back down. We will capture the individuals responsible, and they will feel the full bite of justice. I will advise you to be cautious and aware. If you see anything suspicious, report it. That way, we can all together catch these corporate saboteurs. Thank you for listening. My name is Bradley, but you can call me the Bradster, signing off. I don't bloody believe it, boys. The Bradster's reputation is under attack. I've got a feeling that there's something going to go wrong soon. Where is he anyway? He's upstairs.
So, I understand that you're going on holiday to United States, Bradster.
Yes, Roger, but I don't think I can call it a holiday. It's just that after we hear the results of the trial, I thought it would be best to keep myself out of danger.
Out of danger from what? That lunatic was trying to sabotage your reputation, not murder you. Besides, he's probably fled for his life after his plot was discovered.
I can agree with you there, Roger, but I'm still not going to risk staying there, or I'll be tortured, or worse, killed.
Don't you ever think that's going to happen, Brad? I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Who knows?
We don't. Anyway, you'll be meeting my son there. He's been living in the United States for nearly 4 years.
Really? Did he enjoy it there?
Yeah, very much so. He says nothing like anything here in England. The cities, the lifestyle, and the films. He went to the premiere of an animated picture and he can't stop raving about it.
What was it called?
Let me think. I forgot. But I do remember it had the word Seven Dwarfs in it somewhere.
7 Dwarfs? Sounds so odd to me.
Me too. But what do I know about the cinema?
Definitely more than me. Right, boys, listen up. Right, we need to work together if we have to catch the culprit and protect the Bradster. So, I'd say we form an observational squad. A what? An observational squad. It's where we report our observations and findings to each other. Peter, we don't even know if the culprit is still out there. Well, that's the thing. We don't know. He could be playing another act of sabotage. That's very doubtful, Harold, because he knows he's going to get caught again. If I were in that situation, I would risk it. Well, who do you think this person was? Because I can't think of anyone who would do something like this. It can't have been anyone random. This person obviously has serious beef with the Bradster. But I can't think of anyone who does. Well, except for... Oh my god. What? What is it, Peter? You don't think it was Donkey Man, do you? What? Do you mean my dad? Well, he may be a complete prat, but I highly doubt he'd have the intelligence to pull something off like that. Actually, that kind of makes sense come to think of it. My dad wanted to make the Bradster disappear, so maybe he's the one who staged the accident. Yeah, I'd say we catch him and get him locked up. I'm not so sure, boys. That's definitely a good theory, but we have no clear evidence. If we see anything suspicious, we'll let the Bradster know once and for all. Cedric's right, Peter. Again, there's no way my dad could have done something like that. Where's my son? What? Right, you Harold, pack your stuff up. Excuse me, He's leaving this house. Now, shift it.
No way. Get out to my house before I call the police.
You don't tell me what to do, Peter. Harold, on your feet now.
Leave me alone, will ya? Cedric, go and get Bradster.
What? Do you want me to rustle you out?
You're off your head. For the last time, Diesel, will you leave my house?
I'll bog you, Peter. Right, don't make me come over there.
Right, that is it.
Dad, what are you doing?
Mr. Donkey Man has lost control of his senses.
Dad, why are you such a bully? I keep telling you I don't want to leave. Well, I'm your father, and you do what I say.
What the bloody hell is going on? Would you please remove this bully from our house, Bradster?
I'm here to get my son. For God's sake, Diesel. I warned you, Merrilson. I suggest you leave my house before you do anything you're going to regret. Go on. You're making a fool of yourself. He's lost it. Mr. Sullivan. Actually, Bradster, can I have a little talk? Just you and me. Don't look so worried. I won't do anything stupid. What do you want, Diesel? I want an answer. About what? About what happened to my daughter. Something to do with either of you, innit? It's Nathan. Leave it. Look, just let me talk to him. Not until you talk to me first. Now leave it. Who the hell is Nathan anyway? Look, you might get a shock at this, Diesel, but if I tell you, just tell me, will ya? He's your grandson, Diesel. What? He's yours and Carrie's son? He's yours and Carrie's son? No, not mine. Well, who then? Please don't say Peter. I'm sorry. That means my daughter had sex. She had sex with your brother. Oh, I can't believe it. She must never be a slut! You can't call her that. Well, I just did. And now I want to know what happened. And don't you dare make me ask again. Look, Diesel, I haven't been happy ever since that happened. Oh, really? Yeah. Peter and I both love Carrie so much. I'm sorry. You're sorry, are ya? You're sorry? You're sorry? Huh? Are you sorry? How can you look at yourself in the eye? My daughter lying in your house, dead. And my son, you kidnapped him. And that's kidnapping. Look, it's not. How could you sleep at night? Look, I don't sleep. I haven't even slept since it happened. Huh? Why? Was it you? Did you kill Carrie? No? Ian? Oh, just shut up and go. No, I ain't going anywhere until you tell me the truth. Look, like I said, she's been in an accident. Well, according to the police, she got hit by a blunt object. Coincidence? I think no! Who are you coming for, Peter? No! Oh, look, it's going to be someone close to you. You're protecting someone, aren't you? Look, don't be so stupid. That's what dads do. That's what uncles do. So? Is it Nathan? Is it Nathan? Stop it. Is it Nathan? Did he kill my daughter? Just stop it. Look, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go and get Peter. Get Peter, will ya? Look, if you're going to take out on him, well, just do it. Just get Peter, will ya? Peter! That kid is dangerous. Was. He's in school where he belongs from now on. And he's happy there. A few years ago, he stood in front of me. What choice do I have? And he threatened me with his toy. He didn't know what he was doing, Bradster. And then he pushed you down the stairs and you was unconscious and I have to drag you to my bloody bed. Your son has got a problem and he needs help. Look, the best thing for everyone is for you to go home and let me deal with my son. What are you doing? Who are you ringing? Not me. You. The police. You want me to tell them that my son killed your daughter? Well, it's for his own good and before he hurts anyone else. No. No, I won't do it. Well, if you won't, I will. I won't. Oh. Peter, stop! It was an accident, Diesel. It was an accident. It's a good boy, Diesel. He's a good boy. He's my baby, Diesel. Please, he's my baby. He's my baby. Please, Diesel, don't do this. Okay, so Nathan's got a temper, and But let Peter deal with this. You protected Harold of his mother, didn't you? Well, that's different. That was a long time ago. Hold on a minute. How did you know that? Harold told me. And he also accused me of what happened to his sister. And I assured him that it was an accident. And you should be too. If not, there's the door. Alright, I'll think about it. But I'm not done with either of you yet. Whatever, Diesel, just go. It's alright, Peter. You're looking glum, Harold. What's up? Is it something to do with your dad? Oh, I'm just concerned about all these recent events. Is it still safe for us, Bradster? I'm sure it is. But don't worry, I am certain we will catch this criminal. The investigation is looking onto it right now. Well, we have a theory as to who it could be. And who's that? Well, we think it might be my dad. What the... Get down! Quick, take cover! What the bloody hell is going on? Well, it appears that someone just tried to kill the Bradster. Well, I think I know who that was. Who? The one and only David Donkey Sullivan. I should have seen this coming. How could I be so stupid? It's his revenge for losing the lawsuit, and he wants to avenge Carrie's death. Well, that's an interesting theory, but there is a problem. Donkey Man has already left the house, and he's already at his house before someone sneaked in. Well, then it's probably someone working for him. I'd say they orchestrated all these attacks. I never thought I'd say this, but I'd much rather have the Bradster be sued than killed. This situation is more grave than we could have ever thought. Indeed, This is a very scary time for us. But I can assure you that the police are doing everything they can to track down the person responsible. Well, why won't they just open their bloody eyes? It's so obvious that it was my dad, or at least someone working for him. Well, that's what I bloody said, you donut!
Bradster? Bradster? Bradster?
Bradster! Are you alright? Oh, what happened? What the, Harold? What the? I've no idea what's going on. What do you mean? Why are we both sleeping downstairs in agony? Can't someone just tell me what the bloody hell's been going on here? That's the problem, Bradster. No one seems to remember it.
Good morning and welcome to BBC News. We've just got a report of a very strange incident in Bradley, the Bradster Muralson's house. Last night there appears to have been a knockout of some kind, but no one seems to remember what happened. All we know is that these two lads were knocked out and ended up unconscious without any knowledge or recollections about how it happened. Fortunately, there have been no deaths, but Bradley Muralson and Harold Sullivan have been significantly injured and have been taken to a hospital. We'll keep you updated with more info when we get it. And now, move on to the weather.
Well, you and Bradster certainly had an interesting adventure lately, Harold. Aye. First our car crash, and then our knockout. Maybe I'll encounter a tiger next. I don't think that's a good idea, Harold. Haha, you never know. Come to think of it, I think it could be a ghost who knocked you both out. A what? What do you mean? Come now, Peter, you don't really believe that. Well, how many people have seen it, Bradster? How many? Well, they cannot be wrong. Well, they cannot be right either. Oh, that reminds me. What? My adoptive father Jake once told me about my great-grandfather, who was once an archaeologist. He knew almost everything about southern history, from ancient kings, castles, and battles. He knew of an object that would rid us of that ghost, and this object happens to be an old kettle. A kettle? How is a bloody kettle gonna kill a ghost? It doesn't kill them, it traps them. By running towards them, or encouraging them to run towards you. And just as they got closer, there'll be a blinding flash, like an explosion or like a flash of a camera. And the ghost is gone. But the kettle was now whistling, as if the water was boiling. Therefore, that ghost was trapped inside. You done, Peter? Done. Ghosts? Ever since I was born, I never seen one in person. Thank you, Harold. Well, just out of curiosity, when, in the future, you better watch out, because there's a ghost behind you. Peter, stop going about nonsense, please. So, you don't believe in ghosts, Bradster? No, Cedric, I don't. And until I see one for myself, I'll remain a skeptic. And... Wait a minute. What? I just felt something. What? I think my memories are coming back. Yeah, I think mine's coming back too. Really? But my memory is still a bit fuzzy. Oh, well, that's great. I'm eager to find out this case as much as Cedric and the police are. So come on, Bradster and Harold. Tell us what you know so far. Very well. I was home after I've been drinking with my mates at the pub. Then I realised I forgot my house key, so I went back to the front door. And guess what? It won't open. And this is when he called me, and I got the keys, and I was on my way there. Of course, it was so long, I managed to doze off. Then I wake up again because I could hear footsteps. But nobody still came and Harold wasn't there. Well, it's about bloody time. What the? Where'd he go? Where is he? That's strange. By that time, the fog started rolling through the window. Quite fast, too. Well, that's just perfect. I can't say anything.
Bradster, Harold.
What the? Who's there? I think someone's coming. Hello? Who's there? Cedric? Peter? That better not be you, Diesel! So who was it? I don't know. I looked around but found nothing. And this is when my memory starts to fade. Just take your time, Bradster. There's no rush. Ugh, I knew something big happened. I just can't seem to grasp it. Last thing I remember is that Harold arrived and... Did he cause the accident? No. Harold came in and took his video camera out of his pocket for some reason and... Wait, a video camera? Harold's got a video camera? Yes, he took his video camera out of his pocket and is about to show me something, so he... Hold on. Yes, of course. The tapes. You just need to go watch the tapes. Okay, boys. We need to salvage the tapes from Harold's video camera. Morning, Bradster.
Ah, morning, Cedric. So can you tell me what was on those tapes?
Well, it's, I think you need to see it for yourself.
What do you mean?
Just trust me, Bradster. I just can't explain what I saw that night on that screen. And it was quite disturbing, to be honest. That better not be you, Diesel! Silent fire, goddammit! Crikey, Bradster, what's going on around here? What's going on? I think someone is stalking us. Jesus Christ! That is certainly not me. Shh! Shush! Someone's coming! It's coming from that wall! Oh my God! Where is that laughing coming from? Oh, he's coming! What? What is it, Bradster? Alright, now, I'm afraid I cannot explain what was seen in those tapes, but I'd like to make it clear that they were not altered in any way. Right, any questions? Sir?
So you're suggesting this was paranormal activity?
I am not suggesting anything. I'm just telling you what I saw. It appeared in those tapes that the ghost appeared out of nowhere and attacked us both. Yes?
Do you have an idea to who that ghost was?
Well, all I can say is that it could be some maniac wearing a costume with a black coat and a white mask. But again, I'm not making any assumptions. I'm just telling you what I saw. Right, are there any other questions?
How are you going to deal with this situation?
We will continue to investigate the matter thoroughly. Yeah?
Well, what if it is a real ghost? What are you going to do then?
Can I help you, sir?
Oh, hi there. I'm looking for Bradley the Bradster Mirrelson and Harold Sullivan.
Harold's just woke up from his nap. What do you want us for?
May I come in?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, may I inquire your name as to why you wanted to see me and Harold?
Well, I'm Rupert Colonel, and I've come here to talk to you and Harold about this paranormal activity.
Ha! Are you an exorcist or something?
No, nothing like that. I'm an interviewer. I've just come to ask you and Harold some more questions.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to get him?
Yeah, absolutely. If you could, please.
Yeah, no worries. Would you like a hot drink or anything?
No, I'm quite all right. Thank you very much.
Harold!
Yep, we're rolling. So Bradley and Harold, what was your immediate reaction when you first saw the footage?
Well, I nearly had a heart attack from that video. It was the most shocking thing I'd ever seen in my life. Well, I actually laughed at first, and I thought it was a prank, and that someone had been screwing with the footage. My laugh quickly went silent when I saw how pale the Bradster was, and it hit me. We'd just seen a ghost on camera. I didn't know who it was at first, but all I know that he was wearing a black coat and a white mask over his face. After I realised that, there was no doubt. I tried to convince myself otherwise, that what I saw was just not from this world.
Well, it appears we have a ghost in the house.
Who are you gonna call? Well, I see what you did there. But seriously, what the hell are we supposed to do?
Perhaps if we, I don't know, try meet up with that ghost and see what he wants?
No, Harold. There is no way I'm going to negotiate with him. But the question is, how can you stop him? And what if he strikes again? The only thing I worry about right now is how everyone will react.
And how did they react?
Oh, it was news all over the world. But the interesting thing was this. The only way that affected the country is there were less night drivers that didn't want to travel at night. So in all honesty, it didn't do that much damage. But oh boy, did people start writing up strange conspiracies.
And how did your friends react?
Well, I say someone's definitely tampered with those cameras. I don't know what it is, but I can tell you, those tapes do not look like they've been edited. And I also still have that black coat and that white mask figure staying in my mind, and I tell you, that was a maniac wearing a costume.
Well, there were, of course, more sightings afterwards. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, it further cemented my belief that the whole thing was real. First, we saw that white masked figure on the hidden house security cameras. Around 2 o'clock in the morning, he just casually ran through the doors. Everyone was very confused, but they didn't believe it at first. And it was then I no longer cared whether it was real or not, but I already know that I had to send that ghost back to where he came from.
And how are you going to do that exactly?
Well, I'm going to go to someone who's going to give me an answer.
Who's that?
What's going on? Harold's gone. What do you mean he's gone?
I can't find him.
Oh shit. Right, I'm going to check the front room. I'll go check upstairs. I'll go look around here. Harold. 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 Harold? Where am I? Oh no. Oh my goodness. How did it get so cold over?
Oh, I'm sorry, Harold. Was my appearance a little too chilly?
Who are you? What do you want?
My name is a bad boy, and I should have thought it was obvious. I was so proud after everything that I've done. I was absolutely glorified until you and Bradster had to come and ruin this for me.
You did that yourself. I'm getting out of here.
You can run, Harold, but you can't hide. I'll track down yours on the Bradster's trail, once and for all.
Oh, bloody hell, Harold, where have you been?
I saw that ghost last night.
Are you serious?
Well, it was only a matter of time before you did.
What do you mean? Why is he back?
Why wouldn't he? He said his name is Bad Boy.
Bad boy?
Yes. He thinks Bradster and I had caused his downfall, and he wants revenge. He wants to haunt us and cause much as mayhem as possible. But I don't know why, because I never met him before. And that's what I'm worried about.
I think you should be a little more than worried, Harold. We've got a homicidal phantom in the house. I owe Peter an apology.
Well, Zero, I know you're there.
Yes, Bad Boy.
The boss has an idea. We are going to lure the Bradster and his friends into a trap, and then kill them.
That's stupid.
What did you say?
Nothing. Let's do it. Bradster, phone.
Damn that phone. Hello?
Hello, Bradster. You all know me, but my name is Zach Zero. And I've seen you on television, telling us what's been going on, about your reputation being tarnished. And speaking of which, I have some important news.
News? What news?
Well, the thing is, I prefer to tell you in private in a hidden location. I don't want to risk anyone else hearing about it. But it concerns who the culprit is, and that is not Diesel.
Not Diesel? Who is it then?
Again, I prefer not to tell you over the phone.
Besides, I'm standing next to a piece of evidence and I can't really move it. You need to come and see it for yourself. I'll send you my location.
I'm afraid I'm not comfortable just...
Driving over on my own, considering I was almost murdered recently.
That's alright.
Why don't you take someone with you? They'll be willing to keep you in company.
Very well then, Mr. Zero. I'll be there soon.
Alright, see you then. There. Is that enough for you? Me, please let me go. I don't like being a hostage, you know.
Shut up, Zero. You try to escape, and I'll blast you to bits. And then your life will turn into a zero.
Oh, Mr. Zero, I presume? Call me Zach, if you please, Bradster. Hello. Now, can you tell me what's this all about? Well, Bradster, I know exactly who is responsible for both the crash and the attempt on your life. Oh, yeah? Yeah, and I'm not just shaking because it's a bit cold. We really appreciate what you brought us over here for, Zach. Yeah, just don't go banging about it. Alright, Malcolm? For the last time, Zach, it's Harold. Alright, you two, that's enough. Alright, I'll belt up. But before I do, can I ask you something?
Why is Zach shaking? Well, it's, basically... Are you alright? You're sweating like mad. Zach, where is this evidence?
Over here, you chipper boy. I wouldn't move if I were you. This gun is fully loaded. I'm not afraid to use it.
What the bloody hell is going on? I'm so sorry, Bradster. You threatened to kill me if I didn't lure you.
Now then, here's the deal. You will stay right where you are. Any attempt to escape or shout for help, and you'll be shot.
Alright, look. What is it you want from us? I don't want any trouble. Just let us go.
Me specifically? I don't want anything from you. It's the boss who might have a word with you.
Boss? What boss? Oh my god. How is this possible? You're supposed to be dead! Am I not dead? Oh, sorry about that. Lovely to see you again, Bradster. Well, if it isn't the one and only my bastard triplet brother, Ian, also known as the Bad Boy. What in the name of Christ are you doing here? And how the bloody hell did you survive? Survive what? I never have to survive anything. I faked my death so I can go undercover. But what about the car crash? Well, I hate to tell you this, but it is actually a dummy who looked exactly like me. An old friend of mine called Archie, who is a prodigy and professional at making things. So he made it for me, and that's what he does for a hobby. So you just faked your own death by getting your prodigy friend to make a fake dummy of you and a fake death certificate. Yes, indeed. Very clever, you'll have to admit. Now then, I think I should remind you of why we're all here today. Because you wanted to kill me? I'm not bloody stupid, you know. You're absolutely right, Bradster. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think we need to explain why. Because you're a corrupted, despicable person. We all know what you're trying to do with your business. Well, that's because you tarnished my family. No, I didn't. Well then, let's start from the very beginning then, shall we? Well, we were baby triplets. Our real father couldn't handle for us three. So he and our mother came to agreement to keep one of them who was born first. And that is you. It made me feel very angry, jealous and upset. After that, they've put me and Peter up for an adoption. It wasn't long before the Aspinall family from Devon came to take us both, believing that we're just twins. After we've been adopted in Devon, they've changed Peter's name to Samuel and not mine. I grew jealous of that too. When we grew up as teenagers, Jake, my adoptive father, lost everything when he was on drugs and caused me to broke ties. He was on the balcony looking for a cigarette, so I pushed him off. And I lied to Peter saying it was Sean and Kevin's dad that killed him so he could hate the Parkinson family and turn against you. So this is when Peter left Devon after you lied to him about what you did to his adoptive father. Very good, Bradster, yes. Typical person. But here's the saddest part. My adoptive mother never talked to me or even looked at me after what happened. I kept begging for her to talk to me, but she wouldn't. So I decided I want to change the negative image of my family that my adoptive parents had tainted. And after I proved to you I want to be as corrupted as them, Peter greatly obliged. But that's the problem, you idiot. You became even more corrupted than your adoptive parents. Ah, but it didn't have to be that way. You see, we once entered a loyal friendship, and the friendship continued when it came into their power in 2016. But then when Peter had found out that I killed our adoptive father, you and him are turning against me. I was doing the right thing never to let drug dealers in his house. First of all, not letting drug dealers in his house was right. But killing them wasn't. It's so really damn wrong, you know. Make all excuses you want, Bradster. Your family betrayed me in pure spite. and now my business was threatened. Very clever, Ian. I was smart, and I knew something was up. When there's something going wrong, you didn't get away with everything now, didn't you? If you had been to the trial, they would have immediately found you guilty. And do you know what? When I first heard that you're dead, I assumed that you committed suicide because you know you'd be caught. Why did you fake your death, Ian? That sounds like a very stupid thing to do. As a matter of fact, when I knew I was in trouble, I considered suicide at first, but then I got a wonderful idea. If I just kill myself, you would have won. I then realised what I needed: revenge. And I knew if I were to fake my death, no one would ever suspect me. That way I could go undercover and serve justice deliciously. I staged the accident and tarnished your reputation, and waited for Harold till he fell asleep due to his narcoleptic condition, and that gave me a signal to remote control his car, and when Harold woke up, he tried to put on the brakes, but my devices are strong against it, so I left my dummy on the back seat with Terry, jumped out just in time, and did what I had to do. Hoping that you would get booted out, and it worked marvellously. Until some idiot left my notebook full of evidence beside the car? Yes, well, it must have fell out of my pocket. Excuses, Zero. In all fairness though, Zero had been marvellous until he decided that we've gone too far and decided to quit, so I threatened him. Oh, and there's one more thing that I've forgotten to mention. It won't just be you meeting your end tonight. We've got someone taking something to your house, and it's full of explosives. What? Yes, I've tricked someone to take it for me. In about 30 minutes, your house will go up in flames. Oh, it will be spectacular. I just thought it would be fun to do such damage after I've dealt with you. Is this how you please yourself? By murdering innocent people in houses? I'm afraid that's how it works. I'm sorry about Terry. I was able to help her escape, but it's far too late. And that's life sometimes. You have to do what you have to do. And speaking of which, we'll have to put some dynamite around your friends to prevent them from talking. We'll do that after we've dealt with you. Mark my words. If you kill me and my friends, the remaining people will hunt you down and will not stop until they've ripped your head from your body and crushed it with a bloody lawnmower. Sorry, Bradster, you're not scaring me, and this is how it goes. Goodbye, sir. What?
Police! Get on the ground, now! Put your hands up! They're escaping! After them!
Oh, boy, that went well. Oh no, wait, did you remember what he said to you? Our house is gonna blow up! Oh, bollocks. We've got to warn Peter and Cedric. Well, not a moment to lose. Tally-ho!